Quorum present, and all board members are in attendance. Please remember that items do not have to be taken in order as it has been listed. Thank you for joining us, and I ask please turn your cell phones to the silent mode. The board will now conduct an executive closed session to discuss the items posted on our agenda pursuant to the following provisions of Texas Open Meeting Act and as allowed by Texas Government Code, Sections 551.071, 551.072, 551.074, and 551.012. No voting will take place in the closed meeting. Any action the board wishes to take as a result of the discussions in the closed session will take place after the board reconvened in open session. It is now time 5:01. Convening in open session, and time is 6 o'clock exact. At this time, I ask Ms. Mindy Winslow to give us tonight's invocation.
You'll bow with me. Dear Heavenly Father, I just want to thank you for this beautiful day. Father, I just thank you for the opportunity to come here and to have the opportunity to serve our community and our children. Father, I thank you for everyone here and for their service. I ask that you grant us wisdom as we make decisions and vote tonight. All these things we ask in your Son's name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, ma'am. Now, I will ask Ms. Leah Beth Apt to will lead us to the pledges, to the flags. Please stand.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now, Texas flag.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you. At this portion of board meeting, we have superintendent's report and announcements.
Thank you so much, President Neermod and Board. We have a few things to share. You might remember that back in May, Dr. Evelyn Salceda, as our Director of Bilingual Education, was notified she received the Leader of the Year Award, which was presented to her earlier this month at the 2023 Hybrid Title III Symposium in San Antonio. Just before she received that award, Dr. Salceda was named Regional Loyal Leader of the Year at the Emergent Bilingual Conference Thursday at Region 7's Education Service Center. Congratulations to Dr. Evelyn Salceda for the tremendous work she has done. And by the way, I was proud to represent the school district and go up there and stand in support of Dr. Salceda when she was receiving this honor from Texas Education Agency. We're seeing progress at the Dragon Stadium. Work is continuing on preparing the subsurface beneath the field and replacing the playing surface, which was damaged back in May by the heavy rains that flooded much of Nacogdoches. The 8-year-old artificial turf field was torn in several places, and we opted to go ahead and replace it at that time. Something we knew was coming up in the next few years, and we were able to take care of 2 of these items anyway. You might have noticed crews are shifting tonight, so to the community that lives right there near the stadium, the stadium lights aren't coming on their own. They're actually working in the evening. Don't blame them. As hot as it's been out there, it allows them to work and be very comfortable there. That means that the stadium has been let up for a while for crews beginning at 8 p.m. and they shut off at 6 a.m. in the morning. I see Mr. LaRue here is with us, and our plant service staff has been overseeing a number of projects around the district, including what we just spoke about with the Dragon Stadium, work on the press box on the home side, which is part of the bond package, is complete. You can see the new graphics on the back side of the home stands, which overlook the newly subsurfaced parking lot on the west side of the stadium. In addition to renovating the existing press box, we will place another press box on the visitor side of the stadium to try to give everyone, including our students operating the video board, some elbow room as they're coming in. If you get a chance in there, we've got some mean-looking dragons on some banners on the inside of the parking lot. It's going to be a great backdrop for that area, so excited about that. Plant Services also oversaw demolition of the Martin Building in June, and now crews are removing the former Emmeline Carpenter Building. Needless to say, it's been a busy summer. Thank you, Ralph, for the work, and your crew for your diligency with this. They've been doing a tremendous job. Online registration is underway for all students who will be attending Nacogdoches Independent School District this year. You can find the registration information on their website, nacisd.org. I know our parents are receiving regular reminders through email, social media posts, and NISD app. Registration is also open for students planning on riding NISD buses this year. And those links can be also found at the nacisd.org. Very important dates to remember for our folks, and clearly you can tell by these items that the start of new school year is just upon us. Teachers will report this next week on Tuesday, August the 1st. Convocation is set for Friday, August the 11th. And the first day of class, once again, first day of class to all of our families out there is August 16th. It's on a Wednesday, and it's coming on us as quickly as possible. Finally, obviously, there will be more to come about the accountability system's outcome, but let's take a quick look at the refresh on accountability information communicated by TEA and what we can expect in the days, weeks, and months ahead. Please know that more information can be found online with the Texas Education Agency under 2023 Accountability Development page website. So I wanted to share something with our community with regards to the accountability system that the state has provided. Some additional context, the three big things is the purpose of the A through F accountability system, the commitments and what's remained unchanged, what are the refreshers that are there, and once again, the website in order to get more information with regards to that. Why are we doing a refresh for the A through F system? Remember that the main purpose is for continuous improvement of our students. The state has highlighted improving student performance, eliminating the achievement gap, and preparing students for post-secondary education as the primary purpose for the accountability system. Now, the district will recognize that there are other things that are out there, and we're hopeful that in the future, as we look at the accountability system, that we're not only looking at performance, we're also looking at other things such as participation, success in school. There's a number of things that teachers can tell us on how a student is being successful at school. Why are we making this change? Well, the legislation has said that they were going to take care of this and re-update this every 5 years. So it's tied by the law, by legislation, that we reevaluate and come up with a new system, tweak the system so that we can adjust it. Some of the things started back in June of 2022 and then ran all the way through March with some of the proposed changes for the system. Kind of gives you another snapshot of where we are at. The A through F refresh year is this year for our system. So what is the what if? So that we fully understand what this is and what this will look like for us in the future. This is extremely important. This is one of the things that concern me as a superintendent, and I know as we're moving forward, the hard work that our teachers do every single day for our students. The first bullet there is that there's a different set of rules when you're looking at the accountability system. You can't really look to the past and say, this is what we've done, this is what it's been, this is what it looked like. It's a whole different set of rules. Remember that. What's that statement I just said? A whole different set of rules. The second thing is you cannot compare this side by side, because whatever we did as a system last year and it's changing, it's comparing apples to oranges. It's not apples to apples. It's a completely different system when you're looking at it, and you'll see a little bit more as to why. A big why is the next and last bullet right here. It is possible for a campus with an A rating that had improvement this last year, okay, and yet be receiving a lower rating. Okay, that's a big thing right there. When you have the efforts that we have, I can equate this to example for those of us that try to lose weight. We feel good, we exercise, the clothes fit really, really well, and we've been doing and working, and all of a sudden we go stand on the scale, and the scale tells us we've gained 5 pounds. That doesn't feel good. And so that's what we're going to have conversations with our community, with our staff, and with our families, that we had improvement, but the rating dropped. And so that's one of the things that we're going to be seeing what we can do to better equip and communicate with our families to know exactly what to expect. We have a little bit of information that's here. Remember that the preliminary ratings do not replace the scores that we have that are going to be coming out. Now, the what-if ratings will be released on May 31st to the districts as preliminary scores. They're not going out to the public yet. It's preliminary so we can look at it. Right now, all the scores are in Austin with TEA, and they're looking at the scores that are there. but they're not publicly published yet for the public. The what if, as you look here in rating as we're sharing it, the versions that you have is they're going to use the what if scores to arrive with a 2023 rating of what that may look like. And you can actually see the timeline, but they've done some prerequisites in predictions. And if someone can give me the answer to this, but this is the predictors that they're looking at, and this is what has been reporting, and this is what I'm reporting to you, our board, is that 5,924, the number of folks that will have the same rating they had last year. They'll stay the same, 66%. The next one is 2,467, 28%, their ratings will drop. And you have a 6% rise on districts that have improved their performance. And so they're going to look at their aggregate and their data and the information, arrive with, these are going to be the outcome for performances across the state when it comes to the what-ifs, and when they arrive with the actual rating. Now, there's nothing that needs to be done right now other than just preparing ourselves to look at what this may be looking like in the future for us, for the what-ifs, and be able to put some numbers in there to kind of look at what that is going to look like. Remember, I talked about just a while ago the rules. Everything in the gray up here has already happened with regards to the new accountability system. When you get down to the bottom half, August 11th, that's when the district starts getting their it's going to be available to the districts and get the information they have. On August 16th, the results will be published for family, in analytics, in the portal for our families. However, remember, these are not final data. This is not the final information. Early September, the manual will be adopted. There's where the rules come in. We will have the rules to the new accountability system in early September. We start school next week with our teachers, okay? So we want to make sure that what do those rules look like and how does that look as we align ourselves to it. Early September, once again, the resources will be communicated out to our districts, and we'll be able to utilize those with our staff. Now we get to the actual rating, and that will happen on September the 26th. You'll see a formal presentation in and around that time frame that will be released to the district. Now, the district will have a couple of days to kind of dive in to look at what has been arrived with as far as a rating. Because on the 28th, it's released to the public as far as what they've arrived with. So this kind of gives you a snapshot of what it looks like and the dynamic of what's going to be arrived. And I wanted to make sure that we are fully transparent with the community because they're hearing the data is out there. They're hearing results are there. But remember, those results are not being released. You can go in there and look at the formula of the what-ifs and figure out, okay, what is that going to look like? And that's what my team here is doing, is looking at the numbers and figuring out what are we going to arrive with when we get to our campuses. Our principals and our leaders, academic leaders, are working through that. So once again, it's not a comparison of apples to apples. So we can't get caught up with, but we were doing this last year. It doesn't compare and it doesn't compute with what we're doing. So we want to make sure to encourage those of you that have questions as you're wanting to arm yourself with more details. Please visit the TEA website and under the accountability portion of the website, and you can get more information there with regards to what it's going to look like as we move into this next academic school year. When you get a report card and you actually look at the report card, it's going to look a little strange. It's going to look completely different. The bottom half of the report card up here is going to provide you what you typically would see in the past. However, the what-ifs are on the back, on the top portion of it. You see the 22-23 rating, and then right below it, you see the my eyes are not working with me, the 21-22 what-if rating that are provided right below it. So you'll see those two that are there. I am very pleased that the state of Texas is very optimistic, and they're playing with A's and making sure that we look at that's there. But I will tell you, the number of school districts that this may be impacting, it may be astronomical, and we want to make sure that we do our due diligence to communicate what and how we've arrived. The challenge is there, the opportunity is there as well. Our teachers show up every day to do a tremendous job to meet the needs of our students, and we want to continue to support them and develop them the best way we can. And I will end on this note to this board and to our community. Remember, my philosophy is I am not data-driven. This is all data. This is not going to drive what we have. I am data-informed, and that's what I strive us to do. Become informed with data so that we can drive our values. That's what needs to drive our values when we're looking at. So data-informed, value-driven is what I will leave you with. Thank you, President Fashid, for allowing me this opportunity to present this to the board and to our community.
Thank you. This portion of the board meeting, we are now in the public comment, and we have, I believe, one request for public comment. The time limits will be 3 minutes for each person addressing the board, and Mr. Michael Martin will keep the time for us today. I believe Ms. Shelby Cook.
Hello, good evening, everybody. I'm Shelley Cook.
Shelley Cook.
Yeah, it's okay.
Actually,
That's
she
our-
was Shelley.
Hey, that's part of my speech, so it's okay.
Believe it or not, I had a student named Shelby Cook, that's why it just came to my mind.
It's okay, it's all right. It happens actually more than you would believe. So again, my name is Shelley Cook, and as you guys already know, you've seen me up here once before, but I'm the head delegator for the NISD, or NAC ISD swimming pool thing, natatorium. Today, I wanted to briefly highlight the programs and the potential income that we can see for NAC ISD if we build this new swim facility. Now, I only have 3 minutes. I had planned on dragging this out with all members behind me, helping me out, but they decided it was summertime and to take a vacation. So it's just me today. So first, let's look at the programming that we hope to offer with this new swim facility. You already know that we have a junior varsity and varsity swim team. We recently added the men's and women's water polo team, which is super exciting, and NHS diving team as well. And then we are also hoping to add middle school swim year-round with this new facility. There's also, for students, we are hoping to have fourth grade Learn to Swim program for all NISD students, which would be fantastic to have our kiddos learning how to swim early and, to reduce the risk of drowning. Cross-training for all athletic programs, so you could have your football players training in the pool as well. Rehab therapy for injured athletes and special need students would be fantastic also to have. And also providing lifeguard swim instructor training for students. My daughter who graduated is a lifeguard and she is making pretty good money this summer with that. As far as community program goes, we are always wanting to include the club, swimming, dive, and water polo teams. We're hoping to start that. We would like to provide lap swimming, water aerobics, water therapy, learn to swim programs for our community members, pool rental, and our newest exciting thing is the potential partnership with SFA for a swim team for them. We are still collecting information about potential income for all programming, but here is the summary of what we have gathered so far. Pool rentals for swim meets typically range from $12,000 to $13,000 for a weekend per meet. And that is we've got that information from other swim clubs outside of our area. If Ambush hosted 2 to 4 meets per year with around 200 swimmers, the ISD could make anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 per meet. That again is only for 200 swimmers, and we have seen swim meets with up to 850 swimmers, depending on how large a facility we build. Typically, the swim meets are between 350 and 450, but again, if we have a nice long course pool, we could see anywhere to making $25,000 to $40,000 per meet based on the number of swimmers. Swim League obviously is Summer Swim League is a great opportunity for us to make money. It's $150 per swimmer for 6 weeks. And we are looking at, for each team that hosts a meet for the Summer Swim League, they get a $200 check. So we typically see 75 to 100 swimmers. So the profit for that, for just 6 weeks, is $2,600 to $3,000.
Ms. Cook, your time has expired.
Okay, thank you so much, and we hope to have a meeting with y'all to give you more information. 3 minutes was just not enough time, so there's a whole bunch of good stuff. Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right. We are in a portion of a consent agenda. Unless removed from consent agenda, all items listed will be acted with one motion. If there is a board member who wishes to discuss an item in the consent agenda separately, please indicate the agenda letter, and it will be put aside and be discussed late and be voted separately. Board, any questions, any comments? Okay, in this case, I seek a motion for approval.
I move that we approve the consent agenda.
Okay, Ms. Winslow make a
I'll
motion.
second.
Ms. Apt makes a motion. Unanimous. It carries. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, the same. Thank you, motion carries. Now we have, excuse me, discussion and action agenda. We have two items on the discussion agenda. First, there is no action resulting from this executive closed session. Second, we have consideration of voting delegate and alternate for 2023 TASA and TASB Delegate Assembly. I seek a nomination for the delegate.
I'd like to make a motion that we send Dr. Groman as our delegate and Mrs. Winslow as an alternate for the 2023 TASB Delegate Assembly.
Anyone else is interested to be a delegate or alternate?
I second the motion.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say same. Okay,
Congratulations.
it's moved. Okay, now at this time, I seek a motion for dismiss, adjourn.
I move what?
Y'all find it.
I was going to ask a question. I didn't know if it would be appropriate in closed session, but I'm pretty sure I'm safe and open for as a future agenda item.
Yes,
Maybe some sort of resolution from our board in, because I think we're aware that, I think it's October, that the legislation is calling a special meeting, and vouchers is going to be a hot item, where they want to take public tax money and fund private schools. So how possible and how effective would it be if our board were to maybe vote for a resolution in our opposition, maybe to be extended to both the governor and the legislator?
Absolutely. That would follow suit with several districts that the board had stood in resolution to make sure that we communicate that so that our officials know, our local officials can carry that resolution with them. And we can definitely look at doing that in a future, at the next board meeting, if you'd like, in preparation for what's going to happen pretty soon with the legislators.
Thank you, sir.
Absolutely.
And I have,
before the gavel comes down, anyone has any question, any comment, or any agendas need to be put on the agenda?
yes, I would like next month to hear a report on the state mandated changes to the code of conduct, particularly regarding vapes, for us to hear a report on those changes.
Okay,
Absolutely. President Rashid, we will be happy to put a presentation together and dive in deeper with regards to the legislative changes with regards to vapes and the consequences thereof. So you'll see that at the next meeting.
Thank you.
very good. In this case, board adjourned, didn't we?
No.
No, I have not.
Didn't we vote on it?
Not yet.
Somebody made a motion.
I tried. No,
Okay.
Reverend interrupted.
Oh, those who were arguing, okay.
Very
Okay.
interrupted, but I move that we adjourn.
Reverend, is
I
that-
second.
okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Agenda adjourned.
Please forgive me.